nice to meet you. So, I've been looking at your resume. Very impressive, very impressive. Graduating clown college, in particular, caught my interest. And your past job experience, I mean, incredible. What more could I ask for? But, of course, it is necessary to do a face-to-face interview. I couldn't simply hire you based on your resume alone. So, I will be asking you a series of questions today. If you could answer them to the best of your ability, please. Obviously no pressure, but the answers you do give will determine whether or not you are successful in today's job application, today's job interview. Okay, so, take a seat, relax, and we'll jump right into it. Question number 1. If you could be Batman or Robin, which one would you be? Excellent choice. Feel free to elaborate on your choice as well. Very good reasoning. Do you prefer cats or dogs? Yes, I can learn a lot about a person judging by the answer to that question. Next question. What was the most traumatic experience to happen to you in your personal life? Oh, exciting. That's something I haven't heard before. Sing a song that best describes you. That's enough. That's enough. Thank you. Very good performance. Why on earth are you here today? Excellent, excellent. When you go on holiday, when do you pack your suitcase? Okay. Really? What would I find in your fridge right now? Just that? Okay, okay. How would you explain a database in 3 sentences to your 8-year-old nephew? Good choice, that's quite well done, I think. If aliens landed in front of you and in exchange for anything you desire, offered you any position on their planet, what position would you want? Marvelous choice, marvelous choice. If Hollywood made a movie about your life, whom would you like to see play the lead role as you? I can actually see the resemblance. That is a good choice. If somebody wrote a biography about you, what do you think the title would be? Quirky, I like it. How would you design a spice rack for a blind person? Very good. I think that would serve a lot of utility. If you were a character from Star Wars, which which one would you be? Ah, yes, everybody's favourite. Sell me this pen. I'm convinced you've got your first customer. What has been the most bizarre life experience you've had so far? Very interesting, very interesting. Why are manhole covers round? What do you think would be a fitting epitaph on your gravestone? What's the most interesting holiday you've ever had? Very good. What would you choose as your last meal? How would you define your personal work-life balance in terms of a ratio? For example, 50-50, 70-30. What would your work-life balance come to, your ideal work-life balance ratio? Okay. Given the numbers 1 to 1000, what is the minimum number of guesses needed to find a specific number if you are given the hint higher or lower for each guess you make? Correct. Using a scale of 1 to 10, rate yourself on how weird you are. That's not what I would have chosen personally, but explain quantum electrodynamics in 2 minutes, starting now. You don't need the full 2 minutes. That's impressive, that's impressive. How many balloons would fit in this room? Once again, correct, you're performing very well. If you were shrunk to the size of a pencil and put in a blender, how would you get out? You have a bouquet of flowers. All but 2 are roses. All but 2 are daisies. And all but 2 are tulips. How many flowers do you have? Very good. What is the philosophy of martial arts? Explain to me what has happened in this country during the last 10 years. Comprehensive. If you could be any superhero, which one would you be? weigh an elephant without using a scale? If you had 5,623 participants in a tournament, how many games would need to be played to determine the winner? How many bricks are there in Shanghai? Consider only residential buildings, though. You have 5 bottles of pills. One bottle has 9-gram pills, the other have 10-gram pills. You have a scale that can be used only once. How can you find out which bottle contains the 9-gram pills? How would you market table tennis balls if table tennis itself became obsolete? List many ways and then pick one and go into detail. Okay, so your list of ideas to begin with. Good idea. Good idea. Good idea. And could you elaborate on one of those for me, please? I think I've seen that in Thailand, actually. How many smartphones are there in London? You are in charge of 20 people. Organise them to figure out how many bicycles were sold in your area last year. Why do you think only a small percentage of the population makes over £125,000 a year? Very good answer. You have 3 boxes. One contains only apples, one contains only oranges, and one contains both apples and oranges. The boxes have been incorrectly labelled so that no label accurately identifies the contents of any of the boxes. Opening just one box, and without looking inside, you take out one piece of fruit. By looking at the fruit, how can you immediately label all of the boxes correctly? Very impressive. How many ball bearings, each 1 inch in diameter, can fit inside a 747 aircraft? You need to check that your friend James has your correct phone number, but you cannot ask him directly. You must write the question on a card and then give it to Heidi, who will take the card to James and return the answer to you. What must you write on the card besides the question to ensure James can encode the message so that Heidi cannot read your phone number? given a free full-page ad in the newspaper and had to sell yourself in 6 words or less, how would the ad read? Good choice, very good choice. How do you feel about affirmative action? If you were a salad, what kind of dressing would you have? Excellent choice. How do I rate as an interviewer? That's what I like to hear. Thank you very much. If you were a bicycle, what part would you be and why? Very good. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? If you won the lottery, what would you do with the money? What did you want to be when you were 10 years old? What a surprise. You're interviewing for that very position. Your 10-year-old you would be very proud, I think. Can you tell a joke? Who do you like best, your mum or your dad? What makes you angry? And the final question. If you were an animal, a can of soup, or some other random object, what would you be? Marvellous. Okay, well, I have to say I'm very pleased with your answers. Obviously I'm going to have to read over them and think about this decision very carefully. I have your phone number should I wish to contact you, but I will say I personally am very impressed with you. Obviously we have a lot of other applicants for this position, so out of fairness I will have to interview them all first, but you will hear back from me in no later than 3 days. Okay, and I will tell you if you have been successful in getting this job. Okay, thank you very much for coming today. Thank you for answering these questions so well. Marvellous job.